Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com, and welcome. I want to welcome all members and new subscribers and everyone who has found the channel here today, because we're going to talk about fixing credit. We have to understand credit is very, very important going forward, but the reasons why is one, it's an asset, and two, you're going to need it. It's that simple. In order to get apartments, in order to get cars, in order to get real estate, sometimes you're going to need to use your credit, and if you want business credit as well. So, due to the high volume and high amount of debt in America, a lot of people are going to have to fix their credit, and we're going to go over how to fix your credit today. And welcome to Foci Optics. Check. Stop struggling now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. And I want to point out, please share the videos because we're trying to help other individuals who may need help, and therefore you can be very instrumental in that. And I want to point out always the join button over here on the right hand side. That's how you become a member of the channel and you receive special messages under the community tab. And during Wednesday night live streams, those members with the icon are the only ones that can be in the chat room. Every other live stream on Monday and Friday, it's open to everyone. Also, members can join me live during the live streams because they receive the special link under the community tab before all the live streams. And I want to point out, thank you for your support when you sign up to become a member as well. And the subscribe button over here, please make sure you click the all notification bell. Now, without further ado, a lot of different things because it's 2022 is here and coming, and therefore down below at the bottom of the description, please sign up for our social media: Facebook, Instagram, Telegram, TikTok, all of it. Please, the links are at the very bottom of the description below the video. Now let's get into fixing your credit. And of course, you guys know how we do this. We have to have a little education along with how we're going to fix it. But I've had videos where I've made before where I told you we can fix it. And I'm just going to say straight out, we can always try to get some things removed off your credit report, which will help you. I mean the derogatories. And therefore, I have free letters that I send out. All you have to do is send me an email at support@stopstrugglingnow.com. All right? Support@stopstrugglingnow.com. Request the 3 free letters. You don't have to pay for it. This is the no guru zone. Now, let's get into some numbers because this is going to be a huge problem going forward for many, many years. And this is why a lot of you are going to need to clean up your credit. Here it is from the New York Fed. The federal government is saying these numbers. I'll have a link to the articles down below in the description. And you'll find some other things down below in the description as well if you're trying to reestablish, build credit, or get credit down below. All right, we'll get into that shortly, but I want you to see these numbers because this is ridiculous. This is in the United States. Last year, it was under 15 billion. It was around 14.3 billion at the end of last year with credit card balances by Americans. Now, after quarter 3, so you have to remember, quarter 3 ends, September, October, November. So at the end of September. So the fourth quarter would be October, November, and December. All right. So it's at 17 billion in the third quarter. Now, we all know it's Christmas time. So what's going to happen? The 17 billion, who knows what that number is going to be for 2021 with credit card balances. It's probably going to be if easily another billion over Christmas, because in America, you guys have been taught and raised to spend money. So we're clearly going to be over that number. So I want to show you, this is the most important parts right here. The total household debt increased by 286 billion. That's household debt, ladies and gentlemen, just not credit card debt. So keep these kind of numbers in mind. Look at this. It is also 890 billion higher than Q3 2020. This is outrageous. 890 billion higher than the previous year. That means a lot of people are spending and using their credit card balances. All right. So that means we're going to get into why you're going to have to fix it. And we're also going to get into why you might want to consider paying down your debt instead of using your credit cards. All right. And again, here goes another one. This is from debt.org, where it actually shows total mortgage debt rose by $10 trillion. All right. This is the different types of debts in America. Auto is 1.37 trillion. Does anybody know what our United States debt is? It's around $30 trillion. All right. That's the United States owned debt. It's not even including the consumer's debt. So when you start adding on consumer debt, 10 trillion for home mortgages, that's a lot of money. 1.37 trillion for auto. Student loans are also over $1 trillion, 1.56 trillion. This is getting out of hand. Credit cards, 820 billion in Q4. Now it's going to be even higher. This might even reach 1 trillion. I'm pretty sure it will. All right. So we'll find out in January. But again, this is getting out of hand. So once you know that, of course, we're going to have to fix our credit scores. And a lot of people don't know what is used to calculate their credit scores. I've done videos on this before. So people that have been around for a while, they know these numbers here. So the most important part is on-time payment history. 35% of your credit score is your on-time payment history. That is the most important thing. So think about this. People miss payments. You miss a payment. You had a 750. All of a sudden, your score is like 680 or 670 or 690. And you're like, what happened? Well, that's because it's 35% of your credit score. Now, of course, you have to, it helps if you have more than 10 accounts. So then that one, yes, it knocks you down, but at least you have other accounts so you can get on track a lot faster with on-time payments by all of your accounts. And therefore you can get back into the 700s a lot faster than if you only have one account. All right. So that is very important to understand. Then 30% is your debt utilization. And you want your debt utilization, just for beginners, you want to stay under 29%. So if you have $1,000 credit limit, you want to make sure you are under $290 or less. That's it. That's all you can use to stay in good graces. If you want to be in the better graces of the credit bureaus, then you want to make it under 9%, meaning simply $90 or less. That's it. All right. So do not carry your balances of those numbers higher, but once you go over those numbers, then you're going to be penalized by our credit system, at least by all of the credit bureaus. They will penalize you for going over 29% debt utilization. So that's pretty basic. Hopefully you understand that. And once again, there's nothing wrong with new credit. You get 10%. The only thing wrong with new credit is they only give you 4 hard inquiries in a 2-year period. And in this day and age, people are looking for credit in lots of different places. And so therefore, you're going to be penalized once you go over 4, and that's just not right. But that's the way the credit bureaus operate. And that's why I started going in 2021 of this last year, that I'll say now because many people will see this in the future, is that I started talking about no credit check, no qualifying type of credit that you can get. And I'm going to talk about that here because down below there'll be a link to the extra card, which is an ATM card. They report to the credit bureau, but the beauty of this is no credit check, no qualifying, and it's like an ATM, but they're going to report it to the bureau, and they take the money directly out of your bank account electronically after you make the charge or the ATM debit. So you can find out more. The link is down below for the extra credit card. Or actually, it's just an extra debit card, but they report to the credit bureaus. I wish banks did that. That would be cool, but hey, it's fintech time. Now, let's get into the 10% of the new credit is fine, but next up is length of credit. So you have to understand. Let's just say you have 5 years of a credit card, just one to make it simple. And then all of a sudden you say, hey, you know what? I need some additional credit. I think I'm going to go out here and apply. Now you get a new card. Guess what happens? It restarts that particular card and they do the average. So the other one's 5 years old. The new one you have is not even 1 month old. Now it brings down your length of credit history to 2.5 years. 2.5 years. Now, if you get another card, what's going to happen? It's going to bring it under 2.5 years to almost like 1.1 year and 7 or 8 months. And then you get another card. So now it brings down your age again. That's 15% of your score, which all these two, the debt utilization, the on-time payment history, and your length of credit history, when you really think about it, that's 80% of your score. So the longer you have credit, the better. Now, if your credit is messed up, this is a good a time as any to get something like an extra card, a Tomo credit card, X1 card, these cards that Black Steel will be coming out. There's links down below to all of these, and now you can get those, and it won't hurt you. Why? Because they are soft inquiries. And they report. So now you're going to have payment history and your length of credit. None of this is going to be affected. Payment history is the most important. At least payments will show up. That's what you want. That's 35% of your credit score. So all of these can help you out. There's even some more down below. And there's some other things we can do. Now, take control. I like this, because this is self-lender. People who have been here for the last 2-3 years, you guys know I always talk about self-lender because, again, no credit check, no qualifying. This helps you establish, that helps you get restarted, but it works more like a savings. So you pay into the account, like here, $25 a month, and then they report it as an installment trade line. So this will not affect your debt utilization. So the 30% won't be even in this equation when you are involved with self-lender. But the good thing is the on-time payment history is important, and that's what's going to be reported. All right. And the other thing about self-lender is that they have a secured credit card, and even they go over it here, the credit points and how it works. But they have a secured credit card. After about 4 months, you can then say part of that savings that you have, you can now tell them to put it into a secured credit card for you because it's sitting there anyhow doing nothing. And now you have a secured card, which now is another reporting card, which is turns into a revolving. Now your debt utilization will matter. All right. So this is how you can get 2 for the price of 1 with no hard inquiry, no credit check. Next up, you guys already know, if you don't, it's Credit Strong. They work the same way as self-lender, except one thing. They still have never came out with their secured card version. All right. But they have just the installment, and you can save just what you see on the screen here. I'll show this real quick because then this will give you an idea of what goes on when you look at, here it is, $15 per month. You have a $1,000 installment account. $30, you have a $2,500 installment account. They report those. And of course, they have higher ones too if you want it, higher limits. But again, $10,000 installment, $5,000 installment. Just depends on who you are. If you're just trying to get on-time payments, get your credit established, get back on track, this is one way to do it. And then you notice they have personal, because a lot of business, a lot of you are trying to get your business credit going. And here's another way, Credit Strong. I transitioned from personal into credit, but only because Credit Strong has this. If you have an EIN number, you can start building your credit or your business credit using Credit Strong. There are two separate links that I'll have down below. For the personal, there's one link, and then for business, I have another, but once you use one or the other, then they both work. But I just wanted to let you know, this is how you can establish, rebuild. A lot of people in 2022 is going to be here having to rebuild their credit, and these are the ways that you can do it. And you guys know I already mentioned Extra. All right, get.extra.app, and it's very, very simple. Build credit history with a debit card. This is unheard of. It's a fintech. They are already out. All right, they're just giving you illustrations that you have to pay more interest when you buy a car. So a car would cost you more if your credit is bad. And then how does it work? They show it exactly right. The middle says they swipe your Extra card. We spot you for that purchase. And then at the end of the month, we total up all your transactions made to Extra and report them to the credit bureaus as credit-worthy purchases. All right. And again, I should mention, when you swipe your card, we spot you for that purchase and automatically pay ourselves back the next business day. That's what I'm referring to. They take it out of your account electronically. Swipe the card today, it's coming out tomorrow out of your account. So it works similar to an ATM card, except you have the beauty of reporting to the credit bureaus by Extra. And again, no credit check, no qualifying. There is another way that you can improve your credit score, but again, it's an authorized user, which you can go to the Stop Struggling Now website. Down below, I'll have a link to this page. Now, AUs used to be much more popular, much more worthy of you getting them, because the bureaus and certain credit card companies, they said, okay, we'll deal with that. The person's credit score, it boosts your credit score tremendously, right? But the thing is, over time, if you're trying to get a house, if you're trying to do cars, certain vehicles that you're trying to get credit on, they'll say, okay, there's an AU on here, so we'll dismiss that. And they won't take your credit score as it is. You're going to need other items on your credit report in your name, because an authorized user trade line means you're piggybacking on somebody else's credit. Just what it sounds like, authorized user. That doesn't mean you get a credit card. That just means it reports every month on your credit report. And the thing is, that can help your score go up. Now, keep in mind, I'll say it again. This used to be highly more effective, but now, due to the new algorithms for the credit bureaus, it's not as effective when you're trying to actually get a higher tier of credit. They dismiss the AUs or mark against you, however their algorithms work. So I just want to give you that, but you still can use an authorized user trade line to improve your credit score, to get into like apartment or something like that, just so you know. And so that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully we went over it. Again, if you need some letters that can help you get some of that bad credit removed, derogatory credit removed, I have them. It's stepped. The letters are stepped up. So the first letter just says, hey, this information is not correct. They're not the people that even has any business with me. Something along that line is how I always think about it. And then you got to wait that 30 to 45 days before they send it back. And then once you get that back, whether they remove it or they don't remove it, then we have a second letter, and the second letter is a little more stern, saying, hey, you're not showing me that this is even legitimate. It's not legitimate, so you need to take this off. I might have to go to court with you. And they don't care. They will go to court with erroneous information. So therefore, that's why there's a third letter as well. And so that's how you have to start the process. It takes 45 days. Some people can call up and have it removed, but that is a rare moment. So you can call a credit bureau and say, hey, you know what? This is an error on my credit report. I don't know who these people are. I haven't done anything with these people. This needs to be removed. They're probably going to turn it into, well, we're going to do an investigation. So just to give you an idea. So don't give up, because just think that's going to take you at least 100 days. All right? Just to even get to a resolution to where it may or may not be removed. But I have the free letters. You can hit me up, eric@stopstrugglingnow.com, support@stopstrugglingnow.com. And with all that said, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here, and it's going to be a lot harder. Let me ask you something. Who do you think's going to have to pick up the pieces when you have millions of people defaulting on credit, filing bankruptcy? That means the debt's not being paid. That also in turn means taxpayers are going to have to pay for this debt. Just like always, governments do not have money. They only have money when they get the taxpayers' money. So keep that in mind. And with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.